Good people.
Huh?
We're live right now.
Ankle injury.
Mm, that.
Wait, we're live? I'm sorry, people seeing me. You don't understand. Yeah, and we're back. I don't know why'd you say we're live while I'm looking up his injury, man. Question return also, Jonathan. Yo, yeah.
It happens.
No, it's just the fact that like, bro, Winton, you don't understand. I traded in my home league Justin Jefferson, Leonard Fournette, and Rashad Bateman for Jonathan Taylor, AJ Brown, and Drake London. At first, it looked really good. It's still an even trade on paper, but Jonathan Taylor just he missed the past 2 weeks because of an ankle injury, and now he injured his ankle again, and it's Sam Ellinger as the quarterback. But other than that, I'm Chloe Rogers. This is nothing but facts. Grandson of Steve Rogers, son of Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Winton, Lamar Jackson, NBF Trail, the bestest co-host in the whole wide world. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Was a
Yeah, at least you got the W. You don't have to
yeah,
play Josh Allen tonight.
stress-free Sunday. Didn't have to worry about anything. Just been watching the red zone, making bets,
Oh, I
just chill.
forgot you guys played Thursday.
Yeah, just been living life. Just put in some PTO at work. Just chilling, just chilling. But hey, Lamar Jackson got the W first half of the game. I don't understand that game plan still. I mean, they said it was to open them up, and they had so many injuries in the secondary. I understood it, but 30 pass attempts in the first half, bro, that's fucking insane. And then he went 8 for 8 in the second half, and we ran for 204 yards in the second half as well. So yeah, we were on pace for like fucking 600 yards or 700 yards of total. It was insane. But overall, I'm happy we got a W. Defense fucking held it down finally. Didn't fold like a chair. Just played prevent in the end, and yeah, Devin Duvernay to the Pro Bowl 2 years in a row. Hope everybody knows that.
How did he score again?
He got a rushing touchdown this week. He's the leading returner in both punts and kick returns. He already has a kick return this year. I think he has like 3 receiving touchdowns and 2 rushing. Like he's doing insane shit. Like he's got solid ass numbers.
What I just don't understand is that like, do you guys not like having receivers?
Well, Rashad Bateman, like we know that whole Vegas shit that we talked about, but yeah, it
What
was
Vegas
just
stuff?
weird. Yeah, he only had one target. He got one target on Thursday, and it was very weird. Like Lamar overthrew him, and then he took off his helmet, and then it was like he has a mysterious foot injury,
What was
and
he hurt? What was hurting him before that he missed the pass game?
it was his foot. It was his foot.
Oh yeah, no, it's crazy though. All three of them were questionable. They played, and Mark, Gus, and Rashad were like, "Nah, you know what? We're not gonna finish this game." But no, I just personally, I just don't, I can't figure out like you guys don't like having a number one wide receiver, like a true number one wide receiver, and I just don't understand that. Like,
We're not the best with drafting them. I will say that
I
much.
would say you guys don't like paying them.
Oh
Because
no, we
anyone could draft someone and find them. Obviously, you've hit on well. Who you got? You guys drafted Brashad Perryman. Of course, you guys. When it comes to drafting, you might not all be up there. But when it comes to paying someone, you can see a free agent and try to pay him. But you guys are like, nah. Let's bring in this 10-year veteran. Let's bring in Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, it's like, look, we could have went after Devontae or a Tyreek, one of those top flight receivers, but then okay, you sign him, and then you still have to sign Lamar Jackson. Like we're we're really fucked at that point.
I personally think not I would say like signing one of those big play receivers, but I'm just talking about like maybe like a B plus player. Like what happens if you guys some obviously it wouldn't happen because division rivals, but like trade for like if you guys traded before he signed his extension, Deontay Johnson or like a
We went.
Terry
I mean,
McLaurin
we went after Juju.
or Juju. You get me? I'm not talking about like obviously those top dogs are gonna mess up your whole type of like what you're trying to do with Lamar, but you know you could get a Terry, a Juju, hell even a DJ Moore or someone like that that could still take the top off defenses as we saw him do with the Atlanta Falcons today. But yeah, let's glad you guys got the W. Let's go back to these 1 p.m. games. I mean, the first game, oh my gosh, my stack finally paid off. But I have Kyle Pitts on my bench because he's on punishment because he didn't want to do anything and he proved me wrong. Of course, as I bench him, this is the week he goes crazy. Dante Foreman, Cortland Sutton averages over 24 points per game in his matchup against the Jaguars. So I played him in London and he drops me less than 2 points. And then Dante Foreman has 31 points, and I will lose this week because of that. But yeah, going to the Eagles. 35-13 against the Steelers. One less loss, one more loss, one closer to getting one of those top picks. Unless small hands is going to be the future. But yeah, the Eagles are 7-0, bro. Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown combined for 80 plus fantasy points together. Jalen Hurts 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I don't know how many completions. A great completion percentage. AJ Brown, he's a straight monster. 3 touchdowns, over 150 receiving yards. To be honest, there's going to be a trap game for the Eagles, as it is with every single team. It doesn't matter how good they are; they're going to lose to one of these bottom tier teams. But if you look at their schedule, what's stopping them from going undefeated? Like, go look at that schedule, Willie, and be like, oh,
Pulling, I
maybe
know the
maybe my
Eagles
dad
off
could
the
beat
top
them.
of my head. They for sure next week they play the Texans. I heard,
I
but
would
that's
say my dad because I know they play the Packers. So I would say Aaron, maybe because that would be hilarious for Aaron Rodgers to end their perfect season. But other than that, if you look at their schedule, one of those games is going to be a trap game. You just have to pick it. But unless somehow they beat the Cowboys beat them, but all those games look very easy, winnable to, in my opinion, brother.
uh that month of December. Honestly, that whole month of December is gonna be a question mark. They could lose they could go 4-0 and blow out every single one of those teams, or they can go
Where
two
do they
and
play?
two.
I know there's division games in there, right?
Um, this first game in December is the Titans. The second game in December is the Giants. The third game in December is the Bears. The fourth game in December is the Cowboys.
Mm,
So I'm like, yeah, they have the potential to go 4-0 against
I
all of
would just say
them.
it's the Cowboys unless they lose before then and they clinch the division and stuff and they just want to rest players. But it's like I don't see them losing to the Bears and I don't see them losing to for sure not the Titans, especially if it's Malik Willis playing. This man Derrick Henry has already over 100 yards. That offense you're not gonna be able to do that if the Eagles stack the box against them. Um, but yeah, really, I mean, like I said, I don't see them finishing undefeated because there's just, but it's too hard to go undefeated in the regular season. It's just way too difficult. Too many trap games, too much injuries, too much you're not having a good day, and the other team is. And then the Steelers are just hot trash. Like I don't just tank it out. There's nothing else to say. Najee, bro, I think, bro, their leading rusher was Jalen Warren. Najee Harris had 8 carries for 32 yards.
Yeah, he had five.
Very
I know he had 5 receptions as well. Najee Harris just be out there having fun. Like that whole offense is a wash at this point. I don't know what people fucking expect of Pittsburgh, but it's like your defense isn't the defense of old, just like how the Ravens defense isn't the defense of old. Like people gotta get off
this
that
is
shit and understand you need fucking offenses these days.
Yeah, this is
And
like that's literally what I was about to tell you. It's complete opposite from back in the early 2000s. Like you don't need defense nowadays. You just need offense. As you saw, like you really just need offense. Just score the ball, score more than your opponent, and you could be good. Dolphins literally give up 20 plus points a week. They just gave up 27 to the Lions, but they won. They were down by how many against you guys? Came like, yo, it's just an offensive league now. Just throw the ball and let it go. And the Steelers do not have that at all. Kenny Pickett cannot not even throw against Jalen Hurts, but he can't keep up against a good team. Like nowhere, no near at all.
I just really think that the Steelers might have finessed themselves. Like there were other quarterbacks that you could have got, and I'm just like,
I'm pretty sure they could have got
this is
Malik.
gonna be
Wasn't
the
Kenny Pickett the first quarterback?
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. I got to go back and look at that. But yeah, I think Kenny Pickett was the first quarterback because this wasn't a fucking quarterback heavy draft.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like, you could have had multiple other options and shit. I'm just, it's not bad, but bruh, like, you're not doing anything with that offense at all. Like, you're going to run Najee Harris into the ground until you realize that the run game's not going to work today. Then
Bro,
go
he's
down.
already cooked too. He's like 25 years old.
And then you have receivers. You got multiple that can go and be a receiver one, at worst a receiver two on many other teams, and
I
you
personally
just
think all three
not
of them
giving
can.
people the ball, bro. Like that's terrible. You got a fucking tight end. That's not bad in Fryermuth. So
Not
I'm
at
just
all.
like, the offense isn't bad, but you just have not had a good quarterback in, let's face it, 5 to 10 years in Pittsburgh. So shit, that we ain't even talk about the 9:30 game because that shit was just a wash. Like,
No, to be honest, I completely forgot about it, and I really don't even want to talk about it. If you want to talk about it, you can.
oh,
But
what is there to say? Russell
there's
Wilson decided to
the
show up.
Broncos still won, but they showed up, but just in an ugly way. 252 yards, a touchdown, an interception. Trevor Lawrence, yes, only 133 yards, a touchdown, two interceptions. The Broncos literally are. It's crazy because everybody said they're a quarterback away, and they really are a quarterback away still. Because if Russ was cooking like Seattle Russ, the Broncos would be one of the three best teams in the NFL. Like you cannot tell me anything other than that because they could still make it work with Latavius Murray and stuff. But if Russ was cooking how he did, DK Metcalf and Cortland Sutton are the same, and Jerry Judy would just basically be his Tyler Lockett, as we all thought in the preseason. But that's not the case. The defense is crazy, but that offense is just so ugly. And then I don't even know what to say with the Jaguars. Other than that, Travis Etienne is that guy against the Denver defense. 24 carries, 156 yards, a
And
touchdown.
that's what made no sense to me. Denver came
It
in
doesn't
as
make any
one
sense.
of the top. Denver came in as one of the top defenses overall, and it's like, yeah, they gave up damn near 200 rushing yards, like a buck 50, like you just said, to Travis Etienne, and then this man Trevor Lawrence only threw for a buck 33, and it's like, yo, what the? If you have a run game that's damn near giving you 200 yards, you
Mm-hmm.
should be able to move the ball. Looking at the Broncos were 2 for fucking 11 on third down. Like, it's not like Russ was cooking at all, my nigga. Like, you could have really made plays, but they just. I honestly think that a lot of people give Trevor Lawrence a pass, and it's like, bro, like, why? Like, I
I
understand
just
the Urban
It's
Meyer shit.
very iffy, but I just look at it like but you just gotta look at it like I just personally can't give up on players like Daniel Jones is a different story, Baker Mayfield is a different story, but Trevor Lawrence, not even in his third year. I personally can't give up on him like that yet, especially when his number one, no disrespect, because I thought he was gonna be great and he is being great as Christian Kirk, but he ain't no true dog number one receiver. But yeah, other than that, I think they just got to come together and just get that chemistry going. Travis Etienne's gonna finally be there with his best friend Trevor Lawrence, and yeah, just get another weapon for Trevor in the offseason in the draft. And because the defense ain't that bad, you got your buddy Tyson, Broward County. Shout out to Georgia University. What was the first pick they got?
Trayvon Walker.
You get me. Their defense is not bad. It's just like it's not clicking on off offensive cylinders at the moment.
The only thing I would say about that is they just went out and spent like, I want to say they spent like a crazy amount on those three receivers. I know Kirk was like 70 mil. They spent some bread on Zay Jones and Marvin Jones, and it's like,
Marvin
y'all.
Jones, 34 years old. They played themselves spending
I'm just
money
like,
on
y'all
Marvin
thought
Jones.
that was
Zay
addressable.
Jones was literally the wide receiver 4 or 5 on the Raiders, and yet did not do anything. And they played themselves for signing him to whatever amount of money they signed him to.
I'm just like, they're gonna have to bank on some young ass receiver coming in and being a stud, and it's like, let's face it, unless you finish out the season how you're on the pace to, that's the only rate you're gonna have to get one of these base. It's only one of these Ohio State receivers, maybe one of these other few big names, but bruh, Ohio State receiver bust at this point. There's no Bama receiver coming out this year that anyone wants, so yeah, that's
Wait,
just a
what did you say about Ohio State?
um. They have the receivers that everyone wants.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That was all. So it's like, get it,
No,
Ohio.
because I heard bust. I was like, wait, they're a bust. Like, wait, what happened, Willie?
No. But yeah, moving on to the next 1 o'clock game. Shit, Dolphins Lions. You just talked about it earlier. Fuck. Dolphins went. They were getting smoked earlier. First half, I know it was halftime. It was 17-27, and then the Lions didn't score
I mean,
again.
our point it was 14-0, but yeah, the Lions are the Lions. Well, not the Lions, because the Lions' offensive weapons are crazy, but there's that X factor who was what a top 5 QB in fantasy. First, like I saw the stat yesterday on TV. It was like the first 4 weeks, and since then he's been. I don't even think he scored more than like 10 points each game. I think he did that this week, but yeah, Jared Goff. There's a reason. They're gonna try to draft Bryce Young or CJ Stroud because he is not it, brother, at all.
It's crazy because it's like an NFL team really wasted a first overall pick on him.
First overall pick, bro. That when you look back about it, both of those guys just fell completely off. Him and Wentz
That shit
literally fell completely
terrible.
off.
Going back to that draft, it's like, bro, y'all they built up those names like they had to. They're for the production that they've had. They had these 1 year booms. One guy goes to the Super Bowl, another guy basically dies trying, and
He
they're
still
never
gets a ring somehow, some way. He has a ring. He has to thank Nick Foles every single season because of that.
exact. That's gonna be the only ring he ever gets.
But yeah, they literally Detroit only scored in the first half. Second half, big donuts. And it's not like looking at Jared Goff. It's not like he played bad, bro. He completed 27 for 37, 321 yards and a touchdown. But that's all he had. You would think over 300 yards he'd score more, but only a touchdown. Jamal Williams went crazy with 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift just 5 carries for 6 yards. He scares me. But
He
he
was
did
just
catch
happy
a
to be on
rookie.
the football field.
Yeah, he did catch a touchdown though. But yeah, going to the Dolphins side, this team, I just don't think we can talk crap about Tua anymore. Yes, don't like the Lions are bottom two when it comes to defending quarterbacks and their receivers and all that. But to throw again, he almost threw for another 400 yards, 382 yards, 3 touchdowns. He incomplete 7 passes only, Winton. And then his two receivers, they're kind of scary. And it's the crazy thing is the fact that like you know who the ball's going to, and yet you cannot stop 17 or 10 at all. You just can't stop them.
I really feel like teams, it's gonna be. It might not make sense to say, but you
You think
literally,
they're gonna start doing that?
well, no, you just have to play the defense that the defense that people adopted from the Bucks against the Chiefs in that Super Bowl, where it's like, bro, just play two safeties over the top all damn game and double those two,
I would
and
say it's mostly the Tyreek you gotta worry about because Waddle's just that yak monster. Like Tua's gonna find him in the middle of the field and he just goes crazy. It's Tyreek that's just like I'm 5'10", but I'm 220 pounds. I'm just gonna catch the ball and you can't stop me. And it's very annoying too because it's like I'm not on the field. I'm not a coach or anything. And it's the fact that, like, bro, they really only throw it to these two guys. Tua had 382 yards. Tyreek had 188 of those. Jalen had 106. The next guy was Gasecki with 38. You get me? And it's like, so the teams know, yo, it's going to these guys, but they're just so lethal that they cannot stop them. And it's just, I don't know. I don't get it. I personally don't.
to me, I can understand giving up, 10 catches, 15 catches a game, but bro, to give up 20 catches between those two,
290 plus yards.
like that's like the yards are gonna come regardless. But bro, 20 catches, like, come on, like that you got to do better than that. Like at this point, if I'm a NFL team and I'm gonna play the Dolphins,
No,
I
that's what I'm saying. I'd rather have Waddle kill me and just stop Tyreek. Because at the end of the day, we know who's the better player. Like, take 10 out and let's see what happens.
I'd rather have Mike Gesicki catch 5 touchdowns on me.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I don't know what I'm saying,
We
but
be
I'm
the
like,
game
you get
plan.
me? If you had to pick your poison between one of them, let Waddle beat you all day, every day. And you stop Tyreek. Tyreek's that best player. There's a reason they went on and traded for him. This man, Tyreek, had literally a 38% target share, and Jalen Waddle had a 25% target share. 38% target share. That is disgusting. He's a ball hog, is what they would call him. But lethal, lethal. It's insane though, because I saw a tweet. He's kind of like, if you kind of look at it, if you want to look at the numbers, he's somewhat playing better on the Dolphins than the Chiefs. Granted, he didn't have that. What was it? I think last year or the year before that, he had that gigantic game against the Buccaneers, like over damn near almost 300 yards. But like, if you look, what Tyreek is doing this year is pretty impressive. Noting who he played quarterback with the first 5, 6 years of his career, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's it. Tyreek Hill's no
Yeah.
more."
To me, the difference is in Kansas City, you were afraid of Tyreek every single game, but Tyreek went off probably every other game.
No, he really did. It was very frustrating managing him because it's
And
a 20-point game, and then he'll have a 6-point game
in
on 2 catches
Miami,
for 80 yards, some
you
shit like that.
Miami, you've been able to start him every single week and feel confident about it. No,
Bro,
you
he's
don't
top
even
two
think
receiver, top three receiver. I think he leads. I mean, before this week, he led the league in rush receiving yards, and after another 188-yard performance, he's for sure gonna. He's close to touching 1,000 already. If not after this week, he already has a rack.
matter of fact, I could do that math real
I mean,
quick.
yeah, they're 5-3. 3 losses without Tua, so it just kind of like, how good are the Dolphins
Yeah,
right now? How do
he
you feel about them?
doing the math with today's games, he's at 961 right now. So it's like, yeah, he's
Yeah, I for sure lost his home league. Just to, I know we're going in order, but Derrick Henry, he's rushed for 3 straight games against the Texans for 200 plus yards. Right now, midway through the third, 21 carries, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns.
to
But I
me
digress. We should let's go
the
forward.
last thing I'll say about the Tyreek thing is the season with his most yards in Kansas City, he had 87 catches for 1479 and 12 touchdowns. The season with the most catches, he had 111 catches for 1239 and 9 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Bro is on pace to break both of those fucking records in the same year.
on a different team. You love to see it. You love people counting players out and then they just go insane.
Like it's insane. Like he's gonna have it's fucking insane the fact that he's gonna have 1,000 yards basically after 2 catches next week, whoever they fucking play.
Pretty much,
And
and they're still what? We're in week 8 and week 9, so what? We still got basically half of the season left. Half
it's
the season, yeah. I mean, granted, there's going to be those games where he just doesn't perform well, but Tyreek Hill is going to be close to 2K yards. Like, let's keep it real, very close. Especially if he has. This is not his first or second game having over 150 yards this year.
not at all. Another 1 o'clock game. I think probably the wildest one of the day. Panthers Falcons. Both teams tried to, I think, lose that game at different points. Like I don't like
But
I
what's the point of
remember
it? Like, what do they want to lose it for? I just don't
I
get it.
remember texting in the chat and being like, did Atlanta score too fast? And then Atlanta stops them, kicks a field goal, gives them the ball back, and then gives up a Hail Mary, basically. And then all hell breaks loose. Niggas unsportsmanlike conduct, extra point missed. Bro,
All
that
this
kick.
shows me is that the culture has changed in Atlanta, and they're not a bad team, but they're obviously not a good team. Marcus Mariota is not the future answer for them whatsoever. Kyle Pitts is a dog. Drake London, I don't know what's happening with him. But going to the Panthers side, this just shows me that Baker Mayfield should never be a starting quarterback ever again in the NFL. DJ Moore just went off for 6 for 152 and a touchdown. I don't even think he ever even had a 60-yard game with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, I'm going to say it right here, right now. Daniel Jones is more deserving of a starting quarterback spot than Baker Mayfield. And you can't change. Baker
Definitely based
Mayfield
on
is
this year.
awful. He is awful. I don't want. He does better Hulu commercials than playing football. This is nothing against him as his character, who he is, a brother, son, father, this, that, and the third. He is a bad quarterback. Yo, he to the point that they literally had to bring in Sam Darnold. Like, bro, he is bad. You cannot sit here and tell me 5 good things about Baker Mayfield. Like, you can't. You just can't.
All I'll say is that's another number one overall pick that they missed on. And
Who's in
these
the
are like
draft class? Oh yeah, Lamar Jackson,
and these are
Josh
all
Allen, right?
same, like these are all within like what the past 10 years. Like this shit is kind of scary how
Not even
people are
10 years.
missing
We could do
on.
6 years.
No,
5.
I'm like fucking even that Mariota Winston class. Ugh. Ugh.
I mean,
Like
let's keep it real. What Mariota was doing in Oregon, everyone was like, and then what Jameis was doing in FSU, besides stealing crab legs, that guy, you saw him and you were like, oh shit, it's the next one.
championship year, yes. That next year, the nigga, he would
Oh
go
yeah,
down.
yeah. You guys got destroyed in Oregon.
He would go. We still ended up in the Rose Bowl, but he would go down in games by 20, 24 points and then start slinging it. And I'm like, bro, why are you
But the
doing
college
this?
football playoff was already happening then, right?
Yeah, that was one of the first years. One of the first years of it.
Yeah, because Mariota played Auburn.
No, I thought he played Ohio State after, if I'm not mistaken,
What?
because I thought that was the
I
year.
could have sworn Cam Newton beat Oregon in the national championship game.
Yeah, but they weren't in college all at the same
Oh
time.
no, they weren't. But who did Oregon? Bro, Oregon. I could have sworn Oregon went to the title game, but they lost because there was another year that
They
Auburn was in the
lost to
title game.
Ohio State in a title game.
What year was that?
That was the year. That wasn't Mariota as well. That was that weird quarterback Darren Thomas, number 5. and they had the all black unis, but that was the year when fucking Zeke went stupid. Zeke had like 200 plus in the
Oh,
Big
yeah,
Ten
that's when they destroyed
championship,
them. They destroyed
and
them.
then he ran for 200 again in the semifinals against Bama, and then ran for 200 in the championship against Oregon. And then that's how Zeke goes number 4 overall. Shit's insane.
2014, you guys played Auburn.
Yeah, that was the last year of a national championship, like the BCS shit. That was the last year of that.
No, yeah, Mariota did play in the title game. Just Ohio State beat them, but Mariota was there. They got smashed though. Jesus Christ.
Oh, it wasn't close. I'm like, they're
I mean,
never
I think once people saw Alabama get destroyed by Ohio State, they were like, "Yeah, ain't no one stopping these people."
at all. Like we
Yeah, if you want
probably
to talk
lose
about these
that
other
shit.
games, I mean, I don't think there's any other close ones. I mean, the Patriots and the Jets were somewhat close. The Patriots win because Zach Wilson throws 3 interceptions, but then he looks good and goes crazy and flings it for over 300 yards. Makes no sense to me. But like you
Are you
said,
a
you never
Viking?
liked him to begin with, and I think everyone's starting to see why he's not the answer for the Jets. And also losing Brees Hall hurts tremendously. I think they win that game if he's there.
Yeah.
Um, Raiders and Saints. Raiders didn't even score. That's a waste. I know Devontae Adams is very upset with himself. They're 2-5 right now, and that's just ugly. Like the Raiders are just. I don't have much nice things to say about the Raiders. I think they're just hype, like super hype. They just have very dedicated fans, but they're just not a good football team, and I don't get how long they're gonna keep on thinking Derek Carr is the answer. Like it's okay to if you want to just play a backup and tank and then get a good quarterback the next year, like get a top pick. Because you're not doing anything with Derek Carr. You're gonna have a top 10 pick and he's your quarterback. So that should tell you everything what you need to do for the future.
It's a lot of bad things going on. Like I can't even lie. Like that Raiders game, you touched on it real quickly. Devontae, sick guy. Like the fucking Jets game,
One catch for 3 yards.
Zach Wilson had to basically play a game base. That's not even like we said. He's a game manager. He had to play, and we saw he couldn't do that against a real defense. 3 turnovers. Shit was looking scary. He was seeing ghosts. Like Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the only other early game that was moderately watchable was the Cardinals and Vikings, and it's that game was again frustrating because it's like, bro, watching Kyler Murray, you can see the motherfucker is talented,
Bro,
but
he's
it's
so
like
talented. He's
he can
just so
never do
inconsistent.
anything on script. That's the fucked up part about his talent. It's like everything has to be off script. It's got to be like the play is broken. I've been standing back here in the pocket for 7, 8 fucking seconds. I've been running around, and then I sling some cocaine down this way or that way. And yeah, when
But I
you
think
got
he just really can't see downfield, so he has to run just to see.
fucking DeAndre Hopkins had 12 for I think a
You
buck
know,
50.
DeAndre Hopkins is defying the laws of physics, being over 28, 29 years old. That man is a monster. What he's done his past 2 weeks, I think he has over 300 receiving yards already. Because
He's
I know he had 100 plus last week. This week, 12 for 159. Vintage Hopkins caught every single one of his targets but one.
he
Like
said, y'all think I'm on PEDs? Watch this.
he's like, y'all think you're gonna drug test me every week from now on with the chip that I got on my shoulder.
He's like,
But
watch
yeah,
it.
other than that, like Cardinals are 3-5. This NFL season is just so weird because there's gonna be so many teams in the NFC and the playoffs, and you're just gonna be like, I know that ain't who I think it is. Because I know
Oh,
we're gonna see the
bro,
Giants in the playoffs. We're gonna see the Seahawks in the playoffs.
I
And if
the NFC South is still up for grabs.
the
Like
NFC South is still up for grabs. If it's the Buccaneers, I just have a strong feeling that Brady's gonna get to the playoffs and somehow meet the Eagles in the conference title game and still get to the Super Bowl, and everyone's gonna be so angry. Eagles Rohan might be on suicide watch. I can't lie. If
oh,
that happens,
Every Eagle fan I know would be on suicide watch.
that no, because I've spoken to Rohan plenty of times. He tells me he's like, bro, I don't want like the only team I don't want to see in the playoffs is the Bucks or you guys, because it's like Aaron Rodgers or Brady are those two guys that would literally barely get to the playoffs and then just ruin everyone's happiness somehow, some way. They will make look at the Jalen Hurts and the Eagles and be like, y'all boys lost 2 games in the regular season. Congrats, here's your third L in the postseason. Go home. And then the Vikings. Like I said, I'll continue with this NFL season, just showing new teams coming alive. The Vikings are 6-1. All that they have not lost at home. All that talk about Kirk Cousins this, Kirk Cousins that. That boy gets it done. Dalvin Cook from the crib. Justin Jefferson. Don't need to elaborate on him. And they're 6-1 on top of their division. Second seed in the NFC at the current moment.
The weird thing about the Vikings is like I want to say, okay, I'm sold on them. Like I know they're a real deal team, but it's like, bruh, I don't. As great as Kirk Cousins is playing, come playoff time, I didn't seen this man do some wild noodle shit. So I just can't trust it. Um, I think Derrick Henry's trying to break himself. He
Mm-hmm.
has 24 rushes for a buck 85 right now.
Wait. Winton, I just literally told you he had 21 carries. So in those 3 carries, he got over 30 yards. The man's different. He's for sure touching 200. Fourth straight game against the Texans.
Bro,
Bro,
they
why can't
started
we get
this
my bro?
drive
Like it's so mad because
at
I
the
literally,
9.
yeah. There's no winning. There's no winning here. Jonathan Taylor's out too. Yeah, this is the year that I'm supposed to not do anything in this home league. I'm never trading again, bro. 185 yards. Yo, that man is different. Like he said, foot in my screw. Watch this.
The only thing I'm banking on mentally is I bet on, fucking Davis Mills completions. So I'm hoping that since, he's gonna
How
get the
many
ball back and
completions?
throw 20 over 20 completions.
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. He has
It's
8 right now.
questionable. He's got 8 right now. He's got 8.
Yeah,
So
brother. I'm sorry. That's like the quarter just ended. It's about to be the fourth quarter.
I need him to get the ball back. I know. I'm like, just get the ball back,
Get the
please.
ball back. You think he's throwing it 12 times? You think he's completing 12 passes?
Oh no, no, not in a drive. Hell no. I
No,
need
no,
him
no,
to
no.
get the
You
ball
think
back
he's completing
multiple
12
times.
passes in a quarter? No, no, no. 13 because you need over 20. That's not happening, Winton. I'm telling you right now, as a friend, just accept the truth and move on to the next parlay because he is not
It's
getting 12
garbage
completions.
time. It's
There is
garbage
no
time.
way
I
because
watched
bro,
Brady do it.
they have 3 points.
I watched
He has
Brady.
8 completions through 3 quarters, and you think he's gonna throw 13 in one quarter?
I saw Rex
Damian Pierce,
Burkhead attempt to pass.
the
That's how
fantasy
bad it
rookie superstar running back, has 13 carries for 25 yards. Like, bro, just wrap it up, GG's. The
I
receiving
don't.
core for the Tennessee Titans, their lead receiver has 26 yards. You think they're gonna be able to throw it 13 times? Derrick Henry's gonna finish the game with over 30 carries. It's okay, bro.
And this is the scariest stat. Fuck everything you just said. These are their leading receivers. OJ Howard, that's a tight end with 2 catches for 24 yards. Brevin Jordan, that's a tight end, 2 catches, 19 yards. Troy Hairston, I think with number 34, that's a running back. I don't even know who that is. 2 catches, 7 yards. Brandon Cooks has 1 catch for 6 yards, and Philip Dorsett has 1 catch for 6 yards. Bro ain't even looking at the receivers. He is literally dropping back, and it's just like it's either I'm throwing to the people closest to me, or I'm just gonna take this sack or throw it away. Like there's no way you even, bruh. This is the easiest win Malik Willis ever got. This is easier than the homecoming win at Liberty. Anything he's ever fucking done. Like this shit is insane. And yeah, the other two bets, Geno Smith, his completions looking pretty good. He's at 15 completions right now.
He
Needs
leads the league in completion percentage right now. Are they beating the Giants?
10-7. 10-7. And
Yeah, other than
Matthew
that, I'm trying to
Stafford.
look at these earlier games. I mean, the Cowboys dominated the Bears, but at the same time, Justin Fields, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 8 carries for 60 yards, 1 touchdown. I think he's slowly showing people why he is who he is.
And he went
Um,
17 for 23 on the low. Like
Bro, against the Cowboys, like the Cowboys are
unofficial.
no joke. Most takeaways, most pressures. They did get a defensive touchdown, but looking at the running back room for both teams. Khalil Herbert at this point, I believe, is better than David Montgomery. 16 carries to 15 carries. Khalil Herbert 99 yards to David's 53. Khalil Herbert had a touchdown. I personally think he is better. And there's only a matter of time before they let Monty go. They're not going to re-sign him at all. And then going to Dallas's rushing room. Let's keep it real. Is Ezekiel Elliott on this team after this season?
With the way that Tony Pollard performed today, if he has another game like that, I don't know how
Well, it's the
anyone
fact
can
that like every
justify.
time Tony Pollard plays without Zeke, he goes crazy. I want you to let me tell you. Let me hold up because I this is what I wrote in my sleeper video thing. Bro, Tony Pollard doesn't even play over 50% of the snaps, bro. And he goes insane. He played 39% of the snaps in week 2 and he finished as the RB3. 39% of the snaps.
Who did they
Like
play in week two? I feel like I remember that game.
he plays Cincinnati, but it's the fact that bro, he's not his snap share percentage wasn't even at
Mm,
50%.
okay.
You get what I'm saying? At 50 it makes no sense. His other game week 7, 60%, he finished as RB23. Now he finally played. I know he played over 75% of the snaps. 100 plus rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. Like it just shows you how good he is, and he's very efficient. So it's like I think it's only a matter of time before Zeke gets out of there. Whether it's a trade, whether they just pay him his contract and let him go. But at 27 years old compared to 25 years old, come on, bro. Running back age, that's actually 37 to 30. Something got to shake over there in Dallas. And the team's
Derrick
not bad at all.
Derrick Henry went over 200 yards.
I mean, what do you expect? Let me see. Bro, to the point, yeah, he just ran. Bro, to the point, I really want to know when he plays them, like, what does he see on the field? And, like, or are they
Barbecue
scared to
chicken.
tackle him? Because, bro,
Barbecue chicken.
25
He
carries for
sees barbecue
210
chicken.
yards.
That's the only equivalent I can. He sees barbecue chicken. Just
No, like, his favorite food since when he was little that his parents would make him, that's what he sees.
he sees 11 pieces of barbecue chicken
Bro,
just
what
running
yards
around.
per carry? That's not even healthy, bro. He's practically getting them a first down every single run. Malik Willis has 9 attempts for 6 completions. You know he's like, wow. Now I see why
My
Ryan
thing is,
always has fun
I
because
want to
he
ask.
doesn't have to do damn thing.
I want to ask the coach for the Texans. What do you think the next play is for the
You better
Titans?
go ask the man, Lovey Smith. Like Winton, I'm trying. I'm Lovey
No,
Smith,
you're
but I
not
can't do it.
trying.
I
You're
can't,
calling
Winton. Winton,
plays.
I can't. It's
Those
Derrick Henry.
those 11 men out there are not trying. Okay, those 11 men see Derrick Henry get the ball, and it's like,
But
God,
Derrick Henry's gonna get another touchdown. I know that for a fact. To the point, they're so bad at defending the run, Winton, to
bro,
the
bro.
point that this man has 26 carries for 210 yards, and Dontre Hillard has 6 carries for 78 yards.
I need you to understand this drive. I've been watching this drive out
They
the
should have
corner.
just given him to Derrick, bro. All the carries of Hillard should have gone to Henry, and he'd have over 300 yards.
I've been watching this drive out the corner of my eye this entire time. It started at the Tennessee 9 yard line. Malik Willis had 9 pass attempts at that time. And Derrick Henry only had like 18 rushing. Bro, they're just giving him the football. This nigga has 27 carries for 212 yards. And they're at the 11-yard line right now. I really think someone's about to die on the football field. Like,
No, Derrick Henry. I already lost, bro. Hold up, let me go see this. Let me see if Jonathan Taylor's back in, so I could just be sad from now. Not even be sad, but just be like, up, wrap it up. I just don't want to go to Denny's. Oh, Jonathan Taylor came back. Oh, look who's back now. Too bad Derrick Henry has 30 plus points for my opponent. Bro, I don't even want like fantasy this season, bro. Scores are down 30%. Like it's just not fun. And we don't even want to talk about the Commanders and Colts game. That game is just hideous. It's 7-6, and the third quarter is about to end. Giants and Seahawks, probably the two most surprising teams for the fact that everyone thought the Seahawks would not even have a win right now. Geno Smith, best completion in football. Broward County, he never wrote back to those boys, and he has the Seahawks in first place. And if they win today, they'll for sure be sole possession of first place. And the Giants are 6-1, man. The guy that we've been talking so much smack about for so long, I don't even think it's mostly him. It's the fact that I think Brian DeBoer is like, you know what? How can I make this so easy for him that he can't mess up? Throw these
just
little
throw
passes to
him the
Wandale
football.
Robinson, throw these little passes to Shepard, Slayton, all these boys, and then when Saquon Barkley is at 100%, you don't got to do that much. It's a 10-10 game, and Daniel Jones doesn't even have 100 yards. Daniel Jones doesn't even have 70 yards passing.
He's one of the few NFL quarterbacks who can get away with that shit, and people will not be like, "Oh, he's having a bad game" or anything. They'll just be like, "Yep, Giants plugging along," and it's like, what the fuck?
I think because we expect that from Daniel Jones, and then we expect what he did last week. Like we expect Daniel Jones to do what he's doing right now, but then every other game he'll do what he did last week. Because when it comes to running the ball in terms of amongst quarterbacks, bro, he's up there with Jalen Hurts and Lamar. It's insane, but he really is up there with, and even Mariota. They're all four up there together. Obviously, Lamar and Hurts. Lamar being one, it Hurts being two, but Daniel Jones, that boy could run.
Malik Willis attempted a pass. I just got surprised about that shit.
He attempted it. He was like, "That's scary. Let me give it to 22 again." Oh, they scored. Who scored? Who scored?
I think he threw an interception. I
No,
don't know.
the Titans just scored.
Oh, he
Wait.
kicked
Oh no,
the
they
field
didn't score. They
goal.
scored the field goal.
Yeah, yeah. He threw an interception earlier, but I'm like, okay,
Oh yeah,
hey,
way before.
boy,
Yeah,
getting the ball
28
back.
carries for 213 yards.
11 minutes. You know you have to throw the football, and the Titans are gonna be in prevent, so you get your easy little dump offs. He gonna get to like he gonna watch
Winton, you don't understand that
ending this
Derrick
drive with like
Henry.
13, 14. I know. It's
Derrick
just if he gets the
Henry.
ball back. I know. I know.
No. Derrick Henry has more rushing yards than the Texans have total yards.
Um, I know it's bad because I mean, shit. I mean, look, Davis Mills has 62 passing yards, and Damian
Bro,
Pierce.
it's the fact that this man has more rushing yards than they have
He
total
has.
yards.
If you double their yards, he still has more. Like it's fucking terrible. It's terrifying.
Yo,
Like,
no, this doesn't make any sense, bro. This is like he should be arrested.
bruh, he honestly his stretch needs to be reviewed because it's like, bro, I know you're not on PEDs, and I guess God just made you like this, but that's hard to believe. Like, why did he make you like this, folk? Like, this isn't fair for the game you're playing. Like, this shit isn't fair. In a sport where everyone else is ready to run full speed into everyone else, no one's trying to tackle your big ass.
Nah, bro, to have more like that's not even the Texans really. Lovey, I know Lovey Smith has to be, bro. As a defender on that team, I would be so embarrassed because I'm gonna go home and my son's gonna be like, "Daddy, who's 22? Why did he throw you to the ground like that?"
Oh, I know Earl Thomas beat the shit out of his kid that night.
Bro, where is Earl Thomas?
I know he beat the shit out of his kid that night after the playoff game because his kid was
Oh,
like,
Derrick Henry did smash him.
why did that grown man push you in the back and turn you around like that?"
What'd you say? Bam.
And then his wife pulled out the gun on him, and that's when all hell
But
broke
yeah,
loose.
other than that, I don't even want to talk about Sunday night game. 10.5 point underdog. Even though we do allow the fewest fantasy points per game to the quarterback position, we have not faced number 17 or anyone like
Does
17.
Now I have a question. Does that mean that you guys play great pass defense, or does that mean that
No.
you're
We play great pass defense,
like
Winton. We allow over 140 yards per game on the ground. We cannot stop a running back. We
okay? So
can't
I
stop
was
a
trying
car.
to understand, like,
No, yeah,
because
fantasy points per game to quarterbacks, as in like quarterbacks like in the air, like we
understand
allow
because I'm
literally. I
like,
mean, I'll show you right now. Against quarterbacks, we allow. Well, not even. Well, in terms of, because right we are number.
oh fuck my food. I just remember.
We're 12th in fantasy points per game and giving up 14 points to quarterbacks. But when it comes to, we allow only 238 yards through the air. We don't even allow 2 touchdowns a game. And when it comes to rushing, we only allow 1 yard a game. Obviously, we haven't faced Josh Allen, but that's why Drew's saying over 289 yards for Josh Allen. It's like, if you want, because it's either gonna be a close ass game with both quarterbacks playing not even bad, but the defense is just showing up, or the Bills are gonna blow us out and the game's done by the third quarter, and they're gonna let James Cook get a touchdown, Singletary get a touchdown. Excuse me. Zach Moss get a touchdown, Isaiah McKenzie get a touchdown, Dawson Knox get a touchdown. I could keep on
Do
going. They
you
all
know
get
how many
touchdowns.
people are from South? Like, I think the whole backfield is from South Florida, if I'm not mistaken. I
Singletary's
know.
from South Florida.
Yeah, Singletary went to
I think he's one of the most, if not the most underrated running back in football.
he went to American Heritage Delray. Isaiah McKenzie went to
There's
American
two different
Heritage
American
Plan.
heritages.
Yes, there is. Uh, Isaiah McKenzie went to American Heritage Plantation. Zach Moss went to Matter Academy. James Cook went to Miami Central. Yeah, it's that whole team is crackhead. And Duke Johnson was at Norland as well, and they cut his ass. So yeah, that's really it. Fuck, these games have been looking good. You heard our bets. The only question I would say is for tomorrow night's game, who the fuck is? I guess T Higgins is receiver one,
It
and
is. T.
Gordy.
Higgins receiver one. Wide receiver two is
42.
probably Hayden Hurst and Tyler.
Oh,
What? Not
oh,
that he is, but he is gonna see. Don't bro. He was balling with Chase there, so expect Hayden Hurst to go crazy. But not crazy, crazy, but like as in like you need a streaming option. Tyler Travis Kelsey's on a buy and things like that.
CJ
So
Uzama died, didn't he?
no, he's on the Jets.
Because I'm
Yeah,
like,
they
what
lost him.
happened?
That's why they brought in Hayden Hurst.
Okay, because I
The
never
thing is,
understood.
CJ Uzumazama, like, if I pronounce his name wrong, I'm sorry, but he fell. He didn't even fall off, but Tyler Conklin told him, "Yeah, hold the bench for me, brother." Tyler Conklin's going crazy. Dang, I was about to say something. Tyler Boyd, Hayden Hurst, something was on my mind. I totally
Joe
forgot. It made me
Mixon
forget, but yeah,
for
Hayden
real.
Hurst, the baller. Yeah, Tyler Boyd's gonna be there, and T Higgins for sure is wide receiver one. Now we're gonna finally get to see what he does, because ain't no Chase for a month, 2 months, to the point that he might not even be back for the fantasy season. Because
Nick
in a
Chubb
six
is
week
about to
timetable, he'll be back maybe for the title game. And at
Nick
that point, well, how good is he gonna be?
Chubb
You know?
shit. Shit. I think that's really it. Let the people know where they can find us
Wait,
at.
wait,
We
hold
go.
up, hold up, hold up. After 1 week, who's the best team in basketball?
Oh, in basketball, that's real easy for me. It's scary to say, but I have to go with the Bucks right now, just because they're not 100% healthy. They have the best.
Middleton's the only one out, right?
Yeah, Middleton's the only one out. They're not 100% healthy, and they have the best player in the NBA. It's just how I look at it.
Pretty much. Trailblazers are 5-1. Come talk to us after a month because that's not going to be likely. The Jazz are 5-2. The Suns are the only somewhat real team in the middle of that.
I want
The
to
Spurs,
fight Anthony Simons. Like he almost gave me a heart attack. That was Friday night when we bet on him because the man had
he stopped at
nine.
23, right?
Bruh, he had 9 points in the second quarter. At a point in the second quarter, I stopped at the gas station. I pumped gas. Get back in the car. Man has 23 points at half
No,
in
yeah,
the
bro.
second quarter.
He's literally a walking bucket. But I mean, a surprise teams in the playoff picture right now in the West that I think are for real. The Pelicans are for sure real. The Spurs, I don't know why Pop's trying to fool them. You better tank and go get your boy Victor. And on the East, the team that has the highest point differential in the NBA is the Suns. But you know who's tied with the Suns? And Drew laughed at it when I said they're a dark horse team, and they really are. Winners are four straight. It's the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like they're not a bad team, and this is without the second guy in the backcourt in Darius Garland.
To
I don't
me,
think they're a bad team at all.
the thing that it's gonna be questionable come playoff time is how do Mobley and Allen play on the court together? Because in the playoffs, possessions slow down, things of
Yeah.
that nature. So I want to know how that works. But yeah, I mean, that team is not a bad team. Like shit, bro. You got Kevin Love coming off the bench, fucking
I
CDI,
think I think they're gonna be fine. Like I
Harrison
really
Burke.
think they're not
You
bad at
got
all.
all type of people on that team, and
Caress Laverne and DM just literally did their best LeBron and Kyrie impression, 41 apiece against the Celtics.
like
Like
I
Caress
don't.
Laverne, no scrub. People were looking at him like he was the franchise centerpiece for the Nets a couple years ago. Like
And
he
then
is
he
not no
died
scrub.
damn near.
He
And
really did. Good thing he's good now, but like he's not no scrub either, and that whole team's not bad. My Knicks are fifth seed. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. The Miami Heat 2-5. How you guys feeling? You guys just lost to the Kings. How you guys feeling? Are you guys doing good? How's it going, bro? Talk to me. This is your safe spot. Talk to me. The only thing you
um,
guys did was give Tyler 100 mil, and Jimmy put some new hair on. That's all.
and then he took it off. Um, Honestly, it's been traumatic kind of watching so far. The only thing I will say is I've noticed how our guards this year have done a much better job of attacking the glass and rebounding. It's not all on Bam this year to kill himself on the glass and shit. And Jimmy, I've seen Struce have good rebounding games. Caleb Martin have rebounding games. Even Tyler had a 15 rebound game. So I like that. But yeah, overall, we've been playing like hot shit.
Hmm.
Um, I would like if we could trade Kyle Lowry, or if we could maybe move him to the bench, let him be a six man. Kind of
Yeah.
like I just don't know, like that starting lineup. Maybe he'll do better in the second unit. He can control that, but it's weird. Like this shit just not working right now, bruh. Like, and I don't want to just give up completely and be like, yeah, get rid of Kyle Lowry, but
Hmm.
he's really the only movable piece we have. It's not like you're gonna trade Jimmy. It's not like you're trading Bam or Tyler. So That's really the only movable
I mean,
piece.
but what? Who the hell wants Kyle Lowry?
Or packaged Kyle Lowry with some shooters, and yeah, that's the only way you're gonna be able to get anything, basically.
No, but I'm saying who wants Kyle Lowry?
Oh, teams,
Lakers.
that's the trade I keep hearing about. Kyle Lowry for Russell Westbrook, and I'm like,
Bro, but I just want to know. I really do
who
think.
does that help besides
No,
the
I
Lakers?
personally think it's not LeBron. It's not the Lakers front office. I think it's just people saying things like, "Yeah, any bro, literally trade any point, any disgruntled point guard for Russell Westbrook, and it's gonna turn things around." If the Lakers are not trading Anthony Davis for another star, it's not gonna work out. At the end of the day, LeBron, you could, bro, centers, you can find centers. You can Jake Poto on the San Antonio Spurs is a top 10 center in fantasy. You can find centers. Anthony Day to Day Davis should be traded. And LeBron, you can maximize that because he's not even 27, or he is 27, but are about to reach his peak. And you need to take advantage of that. Bro, you can get yourself a Dame. You can get yourself any other guy that you could put the ball in his hand and his body will not fall apart and he will get you a bucket. And the time is clicking. You're 38, 39 years old. You're 0 and 5. You're not going to request a trade because at the end of the day, you're supposedly one of the two greatest players ever. You request a trade at this point in your career, you might as well retire because nobody's going to ever let you live that down. It doesn't matter if you touch 40K. It doesn't matter if you pass Kareem this year. They're going to be like, yeah, but remember when LeBron year 20 requested a trade because his team was 0 and 5? Come on, bro. You set yourself up for this. You made the bed. Now fix it.
Well, I don't think there's any way that he can personally fix it. I just think there's everyone has to take ownership and be like, "Yo, we fucked up. I made a fucked up decision. You made a fucked up decision.
LeBron messed up trying to talk to Russell Westbrook because it was supposed to be DeRozan, not Russ.
I'm like, we all made fucked up decisions. Once we own that, all right, let's move on. Boom.
Mhm.
So we got to get rid of this nigga number 0 somehow, and we got to get rid of this nigga number 3 somehow. But I don't know how we gonna do
Let's
it.
put them together and move them that way.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do exactly that. We're gonna put them together and move them that way. We're gonna call up Brooklyn and we're gonna be like, yo, give us Kyrie and Ben Simmons.
No, no,
And
no. At this point, what LeBron needs to do is look at them and be like, I'll give you AD and Russ. Just give me Kyrie. You can keep Ben. Give me Kyrie, and that's all. At
we
this
need
point,
someone to play defense. We need someone to play.
they don't need defense. Kyrie and LeBron dropping 41 apiece each game. They don't need defense. They don't. They don't. They don't. If they do get defense, bro, Ben Simmons, I guess. Yeah, I guess the defensive part will be there because I don't think he scored double digits at least once this season. Bro, I don't get it. Like, and the thing is,
He's
I don't
six foot
feel
ten.
good,
He's six foot
but
ten. He's
you
six
and
foot.
I are the only two people in our friends group that cannot stand this man when it comes to playing the game of basketball. Number one overall pick. To be a number one overall pick and to do what you are doing, you are labeled a bust, in my opinion. I'm not. You're not no Sam Bowie. You're not no Greg Oden. You're nothing like that. You could actually play defense and cover 1 through 5, but you can't even score a bucket, brother. Opening night, you had more fouls than points. You had more fouls than rebounds. You had more fouls than assists. You fouled out
We
that
just
game.
don't want to shoot the ball. Like I
Bro, it got
don't.
to a point. There's a video that was not. I don't know if it was this past game or the game before that. Kyrie found him. Literally, all he had to do was do like literally probably like 5 feet in front of the basket, but just do a little floater like these big men do. Man turned around and Kyrie was under the basket like, bro, you're 6'10". You act like you're down low and you're gonna get blocked because you're 6'2". You are not Trey Young. You are 6'10". Remember, you ran away from Trey Young thinking what was he gonna do? Block you?
He was
There's
gonna shoot. Ben
it,
Simmons thought Trey Young
it's
was
either
about to
it's a
shank
mental
him.
thing because it's not like he's bad, bro. He got drafted number one overall for a reason. It's a mental thing, and it gets to a point that it's like, bro, there's no more defending him. All the people that love defending him, you remember Cheese saying he was an MVP candidate if he was on a team by himself. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, remember that whole argument because he dropped 41 points against the Jazz? Bro, it's like, bro, enough is enough. He isn't who everyone thinks he is. He's just a great defender. That's
All
all.
I, you know what's crazy? I really wish I could have had hidden cameras in LSU when Ben Simmons was there, and at the University of Washington when Markel Fultz was there, so I could see whatever the fuck everyone else was seeing, and then I can try to understand. Because, bruh, the Philadelphia 76ers have to be a haunted organization, my nigga.
Didn't they trade up to get Fultz?
Bruh, we can go through the list of lottery picks. Like, people forget
And
Jaleel
Biddy's the only one they hit.
Okafor, Nerlens Noel. Bruh, there were like
Nerlens
5 years
Noel,
of
bro.
tanking.
The thing with Nerlens Noel is, I really want to know what they saw in Nerlens Noel. It's not like he was some big body center. I know he was from Kentucky, this and that, but it's like, what did you see in him that you were like? Same thing with Okafor. Okafor moves like a turtle. What did you see in him that you were like, oh my god? Like, you get me? And
Exactly.
then Ben Simmons is like, yeah, 6'10" point guard, but his team didn't even make the NCAA tournament. I think they were like 14-21 that year, and that's supposed to be the leader of the team. That should just make you question shit right there and then. You the leader of the team, the projected number one overall pick, and you can't even win 20 games. You can't even make the NCAA tournament. You're sitting out the NIT tournament because you know it means nothing. Because you couldn't even make the big dance, bro. I'm sorry, he's just not it.
He's not
They're
it.
lucky they got James Harden because if it was still Ben and Embiid over there, one of them would have killed the other one.
Oh no, Embiid would have been rushed him. Like
Embiid would have been like, "I'm out.
the
I
next
started playing
time,
basketball at 15 for this shit. I'm out. Get me out of here."
the next time Embiid gave him the ball under the rim and he didn't dunk it, Embiid would have straight up rushed him on the bench and just been like, "Bro, I don't care. I'll kill him for Cameroon, for all my African brothers. I'll kill him right here, cause this isn't worth it, bro. I don't deserve this. He don't deserve this. No one deserves that, bro. Like Embiid out there killing himself, and I don't know what Ben Simmons is doing. But yeah, through the first couple of weeks, it's been pretty traumatic. I mean, shit. I just want to see Lamelo Ball play at this point. That'd be nice, you know.
No, pretty
That's,
much.
that's really the only thing I'm missing at this point because the Heat have not given me anything to cheer about. Like he referenced, 2-5. We're like in 14th place, some ridiculous shit like that. Yeah. Bradley Bill, hey, call Bradley. Maybe he want to leave finally. That's another one. Him and Dame is gonna go down in history as two, like, I guess you could call them loyal, but niggas is gonna be like, bro, they was weirdos. Them niggas just sat there and took the money. Didn't give a fuck about winning in a sport that's all about winning.
Maybe get the bag, and now you got the bag, and now you could try to ask for a trade after the fact. But it's just like, bruh, like stop. Yes, you take care of your family, this and that. You play the game to win. When you were little, you were playing to have fun, but you wanted to win. Now you're playing to win, and you're gonna still have fun. But it's like, bro, you're Bradley Beal. I just, I guess, because I'm not there yet in life, but it's like you're so rich that like, what did he get? A max contract? Like 250 mil. So he couldn't have gone to a team that could help him win a championship and pay him though like 180 mil. Like that 60. I understand. I know 60 mil is a lot, but it's the fact that you still have 180 mil. It's like, bro, you want it's not no taking care of your family. Like you're gonna take care of your family. What is this? I guess obviously your lifestyle and shit goes up, and you want to spend more money on going out, spend your money on this, spend your money on that. But it's like, bro, don't say you want to win when you're in Washington. Don't say you want to win when you're in Portland. The Trailblazers are 5-1. I guarantee you they don't win 45 games this year. Like you get me? Like it's just these players really don't want to win.
I'm just looking at Bradley Bill's contract, and it's like
Crazy
it's
money, right? Let's see how much
it's
games he wins.
bruh, his contract is 35% of the fucking cap for the whole team.
And they expect to do something, right?
Like it's in, and that's this year. Like there's a year where it's 36.8% of the cap, and he's making 57 million dollars, bro. I don't even know how much that equates to in like per game or like, bro. That's just trauma.
But yeah, man, I think that does it.
Yeah, let people know
We'll
where
go
to find us.
put some props in. I think the 49ers just scored again. If I'm not mistaken, they just scored. Christian McCaffrey touchdown, up by 10 against the Rams. The Rams are hot trash. Matthew Stafford, you got your ring. You finessed the world. Good stuff, brother. But you're cooked. But yeah, as always, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, MBF underscore podcast, MBF underscore podcast on Twitter and Instagram, MBF underscore Clo, and MBF underscore Trill on Twitter and on Instagram. We'll catch you here next Sunday, guys.
Yeah, I'm moving on from that Davis Mills pick. It's not looking too good.
Wait, what happened?
It's just not looking too good. It's just not looking too good. It's
Since
four
you said
minutes.
that over 40 minutes ago, he has 3 more completions with 5 minutes left.
I know.
It's okay, bro. Derrick Henry, 32 carries, 219 yards. I
But
just
that's
lost my
why we
fantasy
do
bet.
the flex picks, cause
Yeah. I'm about to do some flex picks right now before these other basketball games start up.
Because Gino just needs 4 completions, and I think Stafford needs 6 attempts, and we're good to go. 7 attempts, yeah. And we got to win the ticket again. So yeah, as always, we'll be back at it, giving you that good shit. Tweet us, find us.
Yes, sir.